Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to the Health Station live event, Building for Muscle. I'm Coach Ramirez. Before we get started, I want to go ahead and give a shout out and thanks to the Chula Vista Elementary School District for their support in the live events, not just mine, but everybody else's on the team. And also, I'd like to thank the Chula Vista Elite Athlete Training Center, where the health station is located. So let's go ahead and get going on today's event. All right. Before we get started on the event, on behalf of our entire innovation team, we would like to say thank you for joining us this year. Over the course of this year, our team has led 30 different events and over 13,500 of you have joined us for these events, and another 1,500 plus have watched them on YouTube. Again, we thank you for joining us, sharing your thoughts with us, and sharing all of the amazing things that you have created this year. With that said, let's get started with this week's event. So, on the agenda for today, boys and girls, we're going to go over how muscles work. Then we're going to talk about, the daily activities that we do and we use our muscles. I'm going to show you some exercises to develop some strong muscles in order to be able to do those daily activities comfortably, right? We're going to have that career spotlight on an exercise physiologist. Yeah, sounds very scientific, but it's a really cool career. We're going to build and do a strengthening building device. And then, of course, the Kahoot game. So let's get going. So to start off, boys and girls, I want to go over how muscles work. And I'm going to show you this video that kind of explains it. And the one thing I want you to keep in mind is that muscles pull the bones. Let's check it out.
Hey, Coach Ramirez, it looks like we can't hear it.
I'm very sorry about that, boys and girls. It is the one thing we need to make sure we do. So give me a second real quick. All right. Let's get this video started one more time, boys and girls. Again, my apologies.
How's everybody doing?
All right, here we go.
Hi, I'm Jared. Welcome to Fun Science Demos. How's everybody doing? How did I do that? Well, that's part of the big idea today. If I feel my arm, I can feel bones and I can feel muscles. And the big idea is that muscles move bones. So how does our arm work? Well, you can feel your arm, and I'll feel my arm, and I feel around and I feel a bone. I feel this squishy muscle, and I notice it changes when I raise my arm up and lower it down. When I raise my arm up, the muscle bunches together, gets bigger. When I lower it, it stretches and loosens out. But I can't peel my arm and look inside of it. So we have this really cool model for you to check out. So let's take a closer look at this really cool model. You can see that our upper arm has one bone, and our lower arm actually has two bones. And then in our wrist and fingers, we have lots of tiny little bones. These straws in this balloon work just like our muscle. And through science, we've discovered that these little ropes attach the muscle to the bone. And scientists call those tendons. So now let's see this thing work. Now think back to your arm. Remember how the muscles seem to bunch up and get bigger when we brought our arm up? Watch what happens to our lower arm when our muscles up here bunch together and get bigger. We're going to see if we can make it wave. Here we go. Did you see the arm move up? Well, it moved because the muscles were pulling the bones. And it doesn't just happen in our arm. Muscles move bones throughout my whole body. My head, it moves because muscles are pulling the bones. My mouth, it moves because muscles are pulling the bones. My fingers move because muscles pull the bones. Everything in my body moves because the muscles are pulling the bones. We'd like to thank Ed for building such a cool model so you can see how muscles and bones work in your arm. See you next time.
All right, so let's get going. So now that we've learned how muscles pull the bones, we can understand how muscles are very, very important to us. And so things that we do that we take for granted basically every day, like exercise or pick up trash or go to the grocery store and load up the basket, carry our books, pick it up from the floor or our chair and put it in our bags, do chores around the house or outside like gardening. All those things have the use of our muscles. And so by understanding that, we want to make sure that we take care of the muscles. And so I want to ask you the first question today to have you think about what we've talked about to this point and about our muscles. So the question is, what daily physical activity have you done recently that you felt worked your muscles? And so what I mean by that is think of the last time where you were doing something with your hands or your feet, and all of a sudden you started to feel kind of tired in that area, meaning that your muscles were being worked. So write it in the question and answer, and we'll get to those, and we'll get to those in a little bit. All right, so in understanding that that our muscles pull our bones to do our daily things, and we're thinking about those daily things that we do, I want to go over some exercises real quick that you can do in order to try to keep your muscles in good condition. So I'm going to scoot back to my mat and show you what those are. So the first one says push-ups. We all know what a push-up is, and we all know a push-up is pretty hard to do. So I'm going to show you 3 ways in which we can start to do and work towards a push-up. The first one is get in your plank position, and you want to shoulder tap. Do this a few times, and you'll notice your upper body gets stronger. The next one is a modified push-up, which is keeping your knees on the floor in push-up position. So you get to this position trying to keep your back straight, and then bend your arms to 90 degrees and come back up. Try to do a few of those until you feel comfortable to then do a regular push-up, which is keeping your back straight, knees off the ground, and then going down to 90 degrees. So by doing that, you're working your upper body muscles, really keeping them in good condition to do those daily things. Number 2, the second exercise is a sit-up. Sit on your bottom, put your feet flat on the ground, and I want you to curl your upper body up, keeping your hands on the ground and dragging them across the floor and keeping your feet on the ground. Just like this. You'll notice that as you do more of them, it'll be easier for you to be able to do these. Now, if you need somebody to hold your feet or put something on your feet to hold them down, go ahead and start that way and then work your way out to not having anything there. All right, the next one is the belly rock. This one's going to work your back muscles because in order to use your muscles up front or up top, you want to have strong back muscles. So you're going to get on your belly. You're going to extend your arms and your feet, bring them up, and rock back and forth. Do those for a little bit, and you'll notice you get tired quick. The next one is the swim kick. Same position. Hands forward, feet back, lift them up, and then kick for a little bit. Do those to strengthen your back muscles and your lower and your back of your legs. Okay? Finally, the last one is going to be your challenge. It is called a candle. You're going to get on your back, on your bottom. You're going to roll back, and what you're going to try to do is roll back, use your momentum going forward, try to stand up, and get in a position of a candle. So I've been trying to do this. I haven't been successful on the first time, so don't laugh if I can't get it the first time, okay? But try it with me. This is the challenge, putting all the muscles together. All right, here we go. There you go. All right, and so I used my hands right there. I don't know if you noticed, but I used my hands to push up. It's okay. I will work towards trying not to use my hands and using all my momentum to try to get up to a candle. So those are the 5 exercises that you can do that I thought might be fun for you to be able to strengthen those muscles. All right, so I'm going to set up the table real quick. Hold on, because we're going to go right into the build after I tell you about the career we're going to be talking about. So the spotlight career for this week, boys and girls, is exercise physiologist. And so an exercise physiologist, as you can see on the career card, assesses, plans, and implements fitness programs that include exercise physical activities, such as those designed to improve cardiorespiratory, which means your heart condition, function, body composition, your body weight, muscular strength, as you worked on the exercises we just did, muscular endurance, flexibility as well. The exercise physiologist may also prescribe individualized exercise programs specifying equipment such as treadmills or exercise bicycles. And so using different devices to try to strengthen exercises for specific people for specific needs that they have is what an exercise physiologist does. And as you can see here, the career card also shows the Lexile number that that is needed in order to try to function and work as an exercise physiologist, which is 1450. Now, I know you guys just took the assessment for your reading and the level set, and where does your Lexile compare to an exercise physiologist? Check that out. All right, so at this time now, let's find out from a real exercise physiologist what they really do.
An exercise physiologist is a health professional who has a degree in exercise physiology. Their study includes courses in biomechanics, anatomy, physiology, chemistry, biology, and then exercise physiology, which is really the study of the acute and chronic effects of exercise on all the systems of your body. So you do not need a prescription to see an exercise physiologist. Their area of study really allows them to understand not only the effects of exercise on a healthy person, but how that interfaces with pathology. Are there certain people for whom exercise might pose a risk? So we know how to screen for people who might need a different type of exercise than other people. The next thing is assessing current level of fitness. So in order to know the appropriate exercise program, you have to know where you're starting, and that's something that we're trained in, is to evaluate not only cardiovascular fitness, but musculoskeletal fitness as well. For example, some people, you might want an actual cardiac stress test with an EKG, which exercise physiologists can read. Whereas for somebody who's perfectly healthy and is training to do an Ironman, you could do a full VO2 max metabolic testing. The assessment gives you the tools to come up with an appropriate training plan. You can actually figure out for this individual, what is the best plan for them to get them to their goals. And for some people, that might be qualifying for the marathon. And for other people, it's going to be able to walk a block without getting out of breath, or to improve their bone density so they don't have osteoporosis, or to get through a pregnancy without having any aches and pains. Really, there's no one who wouldn't benefit from the expertise of an exercise physiologist who wants to be absolutely the best they can be. People have to like it. So it's also finding what resonates with that person. What is going to make them look forward to that? The goal of an exercise physiologist is actually so that you don't need an exercise physiologist. You know you've done your job when somebody knows what they need to do for themselves.
All right. So on that note, and understanding what an exercise physiologist does with with their clients. Mr. Bruder, are you there to maybe show me some of the answers to the first question that we asked?
Yes, I am. We've got some really cool responses for activities that our students and attendees are participating in.
Awesome. Well, if I could hear those, I would really, really like that and motivate me to actually do the rest of the show. So what are they?
Sure. We have Zach, who shared that he does some yoga as well as some swimming.
Yes, very, very, very muscle oriented exercises for sure, especially yoga. I love yoga.
Speaking of muscle oriented, Camila also shared that she does push-ups. Lily and Owen also shared that they play on the monkey bars. They also do skateboarding as well.
Yes, monkey bars, boys and girls, is a very, very good one to start with and a lot of fun doing. And so I do really recommend those monkey bars.
Alex shared that went on a long bike ride. Michael shared he does jumping jacks and running. Layla shared that she does fitness activities that are on her smartwatch. Ryan shared holding his dog using those muscles. Aaron shared about playing baseball. So we got all kinds of great activities going on.
Yes, and to do those activities, sometimes, as I said before, we take for granted. And so understanding that, keeping our muscles in good condition, doing just a few things here and there, like the exercises I talked about, really give everybody the chance to do all those activities comfortably and without any pain or the risk of causing injury. All right, well, if that's it, I would love to continue a little bit more about the exercise physiologist. And so, as an exercise physiologist, boys and girls, and working with people and prescribing exercises, they work with people who need rehabilitation or helping people that are coming back from injury to do their normal activities that you just talked about. After some sort of accident or something, they need to get back and they see an exercise physiologist to try to get back to the normal activity. As well as exercise physiologists help and work with those people who are trying to improve their health. And so those who constantly have some sort of illness that keeps them from doing their daily activity, like a chronic disease or diabetes or obesity, and want to get back to regular activities, they go see an exercise physiologist. They prescribe a program for them to be able to get their body back to a healthy state. And that's a really, really good job for an exercise physiologist. So as you can see here, for rehabilitation, it's all ages, depending on what accidents or injuries they have. And then here, you can see that the different types of people who will come in with their own ailments to try to get back to a healthy state. Now, the last thing I want to say about an exercise physiologist is that they work very closly with people. And so the strength of building relationships is really, really important. And being able to work with them, it makes them feel trusted, and it makes them feel like they can be motivated. And so by having that relationship with the clients, it really does move their work along to try to become healthier. So if you find that exercise physiologist could be a fun career and something interesting for you, continue to explore this career and see what else you can find out about it. All right. So it is time now, boys and girls, to do a build. But before we start the build, I have another question for you. And that question is, as we learned about an exercise physiologist and who they work with, would you rather work with an exercise or work with people who are coming back from an injury, like an exercise physiologist does, or would you rather work with, let's say, an athlete that wants to increase his performance? So it's two different areas that they work with. Which one would you rather work with? Somebody that's coming back from an injury or for healthy reasons, or an athlete that wants to increase their performance and get stronger and faster? Go ahead and put your choice on the question and answer, and give us maybe a reason why. And a little bit later, we'll go over those answers. All right, it is time for the build, boys and girls. I'm excited about this build because it's a device that you can pick things from around the house. You can pick these things from around the house and build it. And so if you have to gather the materials that we need, a paper clip, paper towel roll, pencil or pen, and a tennis shoe, go ahead and pause the event, and you can come back as soon as you're able to. All right, so let's go ahead and get started with the build. I'm going to switch camera so that you can see as I am building. Oops. Where are you? Hold on 1 second. Got to maneuver myself around the area. There we are. Okay. All right, boys and girls. So on this build, we are making the device that is going to work out our upper body mostly. So here's our shoe, our pin, our paper towel roll, okay, and our pencil. So the first thing we're going to do is we are going to make a hole right in the middle of the paper towel roll. So that looks to be right about the middle. So bend the paper clip out so that you're able to poke through the cardboard. Kind of twist it in there.
Hey, Coach Ramirez, sorry to interrupt you, but was wondering if you could check on something for us. It looks like your document camera is frozen.
I can tell. Yes, it is. Some technical difficulties here. Let me go ahead and restart the camera then.
Yeah, and while you do that, I could share a couple of, we had some more responses about some of those physical activities. Sophia shares she likes to ride scooter. Janice shares that she likes to jump rope as well.
Ooh, okay.
I know we're going to talk about this a little later on, but we've got some great responses about exercise physiologists and which role that they would like to play.
All right, so technical difficulties. I am going to restart and see if I can get this going.
Thanks for working on that, Coach.
Absolutely, yeah.
While you do that, would you be able to answer a question for us?
Sure.
Some of our attendees were wondering if you could just kind of describe and tell us what the health station's about.
So the health station, located at the Chula Vista Elite Athlete Training Center, is about first of all, getting to know yourself a little bit better. And by doing that, you're able to understand what your strengths and interests are, therefore putting you in a position to make better decisions about things that you have to face in the future. And so when we talk about the future in the health station, we're talking about careers in the health and science industry. And the careers in the health and science industry, as I explained to students that I see, are if you were to walk into a hospital and you were to see people that are working in there, all those people work in the health and science industry. And so I introduce you to different careers in the health and science industry in order for you to see whether you, because of your strengths and interests, you may match up to one of those careers. And therefore putting you in a position to say, wow, that career would be fun to do. I'm going to go to school and focus on this career. But not only that, the careers in the health science industry that I focus on have to do around sports and athletes. And so it's really a fun twist to getting to know careers in the health science industry, especially if you love sports and be around athletes, or you're an athlete yourself. And so once you do that, you're able to then move on and understand and be able to use that knowledge for making good decisions as you continue to grow. How's that for an answer?
No, thank you for sharing that. That's great for our attendees to know. It looks like your camera's all good.
All right, so perfect. We're back on. Let's go ahead and do this build. Luckily, this build is not as long as our last one if you were with me the last time. So we're going to be able to get to it pretty quick. So I was able to push the pin through here to start the hole. And I'm going to then take the pencil, which was another piece of material that you needed, and I'm going to continue to make the hole a little bit bigger because we're going to slide the shoelace through here. Now, if you notice, the shoe was unlaced. I took the laces off, but I left this piece here in order for it to hang on to the shoe. And you're going to see why right now. So I'm going to take the loose end, as you can see, and I'm going to put it through the hole and feed it down the hole until it comes out the bottom side. All right, there it is. Now I'm not going to pull it completely through because I just want to pull enough to make a knot right in the middle. Just like that. And you want to kind of leave the knot right by the hole. So making a knot right in the middle. This could be a part of the build that you can have an adult help to put that knot right there. All right, so that's basically it. That's the build to make a piece of equipment that is going to help you strengthen your muscles, specifically the muscles in your shoulders and in your arms. So I'm going to go ahead and put this over here, move my table out of the way. Because I'm going to show you the exercise activity that we are going to do. So let me go back to my slide. All right. Mr. Bruder, are we back up?
Yes, we are. We see the device slide with the different materials.
Awesome. All right. Oh. Okay, so this is the exercise we're going to do, boys and girls. So the exercise routine, now that we have our device, is we're going to work our shoulders and forearms and arms. Okay, and so basically you're going to take the paper towel roll, you're going to hold it out in front of you like this. Let me scoot back just a little bit. And so if you can see the shoe, it's basically hanging off the paper towel roll and not sitting on the ground. And what you're going to do is you're going to roll the paper towel roll out in front of you. Don't let your arms hang down and roll it up here. Keep it out in front of you, holding your arms up until that shoe comes all the way up. And then once you get there, roll it all the way back down. And so you're holding the tension of the shoe trying to fall with the string and the paper towel roll. So that was one repetition. We're going to do what says on the screen, 3 sets of 3 repetitions to start. So that was 1 repetition. Here's 2, and I'm going to go a little faster just to kind of show you. So there's 2. All the way to the end of the rope, end of the shoelace, and then 3. Now, I'm really starting to feel my arms and my shoulders just by rolling up and down the shoe. They're starting to feel sore, which is the question I asked you, the feeling I wanted to see if you felt before. Okay, and that's 3. Once you get to 3, you want to rest for a minute by putting your arms down, shaking them out, okay, and then doing it all over again for 3 repetitions. Now, a cool thing you can do is once you get used to doing the 3 sets of 3 repetitions, you can go ahead and add a sock in there. You can add something a little heavier in there so that as you bring it up, it's adding more weight to the shoe and your muscles are continuing to get a workout. All right? So that's the exercise I want you guys to do. Again, it's going to build your shoulders. It's going to build your forearms. Okay? And it's going to strengthen those muscles that we use every single day for normal activity. We want to be able to continue to do that every day of our lives, basically. All right. Well, there's our build. There's the activity that we are doing, or that we did with the build. And so it is time, boys and girls, to get into our Kahoot game. So, as you see here on the screen, I have the pin for you. And just as a reminder, open in a separate window, not a tab, so you can see my screen and your Kahoot screen. So go ahead and take the pin down, get into that Kahoot game. And at this moment, I'm going to change screens so that I can get to the Kahoot game myself. Mr. Bruder, at this time, as I'm changing, do we have some answers to the second question I asked? As far as what is it that they would prefer to do to work with as an exercise physiologist? Would they prefer to work with somebody for health reasons or injury, or an athlete that is trying to improve and his performance? Is trying to improve his performance by being faster and stronger.
Yeah, Coach, we have a bunch of responses. We had Diego, who shared helping rehab and with people that are unhealthy. We also had Jaden, who shared they would help people that have an injury because they like helping people who have been hurt.
Oh, yeah.
We have a few more about wanting to help people improve their health.
There you go.
So I would say the majority of our friends have said that they really want to focus on people that are recovering or need to or want to improve their health and fitness.
There you go.
So it sounds like we have a really passionate group of students who want to help others.
Yes, and that is the very positive thing about being an exercise physiologist is once you do help somebody and they're able to regain their normal activity, I can imagine what it would be like for them to be so thankful, for them to be able to play with their own kids if it's an adult or a parent, to be able to go and do their normal exercises, things like that. They would. I myself would be very thankful for an exercise physiologist to have done the right things with me in order to get back to my normal routine. So I can see those answers and why they may have chosen to do that.
Yeah, for anybody who's familiar with our RIASEC themes, that definitely fits under that social piece of liking to help people.
Absolutely, that social theme for sure.
And
being the help.
Yeah, and you touched on something that I remember too. I don't know about you, but I had a pretty bad ankle injury long time ago, and the people that helped me recover from that and kind of get back to where I was I was super thankful for their help, and they were amazing.
Yes, especially if you love sports and you want to be around sports for a while. An injury can take you out, and somebody who helps you get back in is definitely somebody you appreciate.
For sure. Maybe we'll have to play a basketball game sometime, Coach Ramirez.
Absolutely. We just got to make sure we do not hurt ourselves.
We'll have an exercise physiologist handy, hopefully. Sounds like we have a bunch of future exercise physiologists here in Chula Vista. So.
Right. Absolutely. What a great job that would be. That would be to have, for sure. Especially in San Diego when there's a lot of outdoor sports.
Yep. And some amazing athletes at your Elite Athlete Training Center, too.
Absolutely. All
you know
right.
what? I think we're ready to get started. I know we have a couple more popping in, but I think we're ready to go.
All right. I'm going to hit start and get us going. Strong muscles. In 3, 2, 1. First question, boys and girls. How do muscles move bones? How do muscles move bones? They push, red triangle. They stick, blue diamond. They pull, orange circle. They rub, green square. So red triangle, they push. Blue diamond, they stick. Orange circle, they pull. Red square, they rub. Once again, red triangle, they push. Blue diamond, they stick. Orange circle, they pull. Green square, they rub. All right, who remembers from the video and what they talked about how muscles work? All right, they pull. That is correct for most of you. Very good. All right, let's see here. Looks like we have Diplomat Iguana going right now. Very good. Second question, which is not a daily physical activity? Which is not a daily physical activity? Red triangle, gardening. Blue diamond, grocery shopping. Orange circle, exercising. Green square, sitting. Like a lot of us sit when we're playing video games or watching TV, right? So, which is not a daily physical activity? Red triangle, gardening. Blue diamond, grocery shopping. Orange circle, exercising. Green square, sitting. Blue triangle or red triangle, gardening. Blue diamond, grocery shopping. Orange circle, exercising. Green square, sitting. What do you have? All right, very good. 23 of you for sitting. Good job. That is the correct answer. And Dynamic Goose takes the lead. All right, third question, 2 more. Which activity does not strengthen your muscles? Which activity does not strengthen your muscles? Red triangle, play video games. Blue diamond, push-ups. Orange circle, sit-ups. Green square, belly rock. Red triangle, play video games. Blue diamond, push-ups. Orange circle, sit-ups. And green square, belly rock. Let's see how many of you here can choose the right answer. Red triangle, play video games. Blue diamond, push-ups. Orange circle sit-ups, green square belly rock. Which activity does not strengthen your muscles? And the answer is 29. 4 video games do not strengthen your muscles. Some of you might be thinking they strengthen my hand muscles, I bet. And in the lead, a switch between Caring Fox and Dynamic Goose. And final question, what does an exercise physiologist do? What does an exercise physiologist do? Red triangle makes houses. Blue diamond plans exercises. Orange circle cooks food. And green square sings music. Red triangle makes houses. Blue diamond plans exercises. Orange circle cooks food. Green square sings music. What does an exercise physiologist do? We went over a lot of things that they do, right? So think about kind of putting all those things together into one thing. What does an exercise physiologist do? Makes houses. Red triangle. Blue diamond plans exercises. Orange circle cooks food. And green square sings music. And plans exercises is the correct answer, with 30 of you getting it correct. Nice job. And here we go on the podium. Third place, Caring Fox. Nice job. In second place, Legend Leopard. And in first place, Dynamic Goose, coming back and taking care of the last question. Good job, boys and girls. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to awesome job, boys and girls. Very, very nice job. All right, so that brings us to the end of our live event here for the Health Station. I'd like to remind you that if you enjoyed the live events, you can go to YouTube, to the Innovation channel, and check out or do over or catch up if you didn't catch it one of these weeks, and check out the Innovation live events on the YouTube channel, as well as that physical education YouTube channel that we have as well, with not only your physical education teachers from the Chula Vista Elementary School District. I think you might know a few of them. So once again, on behalf of the Innovation team, thank you for joining us, and we look forward to hosting more live events next year. I hope you're excited about it. I'm Coach Ramirez, and have a great afternoon, boys and girls.